Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to dive into a simple, but honestly transformative idea that you have the power to completely change your life just by changing your thoughts. We'll look at the actual science behind this and give you some practical tools you can start using literally today.
So this ancient idea, it's pretty much the foundation for everything we're talking about. It's saying that our thoughts aren't just these random, fleeting sparks in our brain. Nope. They are the actual architects of our reality. They're the seeds we're planting every single moment that eventually grow into the life we experience.
All right, let's kick things off with section 1. This is the bedrock of it all. The idea that your thoughts create your reality. Really getting this is the absolute first step to taking back control. Think of it like this. Every thought you have is like a little request you're sending out to the universe, which then gets reflected back to you as an experience. So if you're constantly thinking about what you don't have, that feeling of lack just gets bigger and bigger. But if you can consciously shift your focus to appreciating what you do have, your world starts to feel abundant. You are literally painting the canvas of your future with every single thought. Now, this is where it gets kind of wild. Research shows that a whopping 95% of our life is basically run by these subconscious programs. You know, it's like when you're driving a car, you're not consciously thinking about every little turn or push of the pedal. A lot of our emotional reactions are exactly the same. So if you feel stuck, chances are there's an old automatic belief getting in your way. And the first step to changing it is just to notice it's there. And this slide right here lays out the choice we have so clearly. The downward mind looks at a task and says, ugh, I have to do this. But the uplifting mind totally reframes it as I get to do this. See the difference? One feels like a burden, the other feels like a privilege. That simple little shift in language creates two completely different worlds. Okay, so how do we actually build this uplifting mind? Well, it's not just about wishful thinking. There's real science behind it. So let's get into the architecture of uplift. This is something called the broaden and build theory. Now, it sounds a little academic, I know, but what it basically means is that positive emotions do more than just make you feel good. They literally expand your vision. You start to see more solutions, more opportunities, more ways to connect. And over time, this actually builds up permanent resources in your brain, like resilience. And here's how that works on a physical level. When you're stressed or scared, your amygdala, which is basically your brain's alarm system, takes over. It triggers that fight or flight survival response. But when you intentionally cultivate positive emotions, you shift control over to your prefrontal cortex. That's the part of your brain that handles logic, creativity, and problem solving. You literally go from just reacting to thoughtfully responding. So why is this so important? Check out this number right here. Research has shown that our brains have what's called a negativity bias. Basically, we're like Velcro for bad experiences and Teflon for good ones. The sting of one negative comment lasts way longer than the joy of a compliment. So to counteract that, we need about 3 positive experiences to balance out the weight of just one negative one. That's why being intentional about finding the good is so incredibly vital. Okay, we've talked about the why. Now let's get into the how. If your mind is a muscle, how do you train it? What's the daily workout you can do to build up that strength for an uplifting mindset? Let me tell you this quick story. It's about a super stressed out dad who was just mad at everything. His job, the bills, even his alarm clock. Then one day, he's reading his son's homework, and the son had written that he was thankful for the alarm clock because it meant he was alive. And just like that, boom. That simple reframe changed the father's entire perspective. It just goes to show how gratitude can instantly shift everything. So here's your toolkit. It's simple, but it is incredibly powerful. Start your day with gratitude. Try to give yourself just 15 minutes to meditate to create a little space from all the noise. Actively hunt for those micro joys throughout your day. That first sip of coffee, a nice text. And maybe the hardest one, make a conscious choice to let go of the past. Stop giving your energy to yesterday. It's over. Okay, what about when you're in the middle of a stressful moment and you need to calm down right now? Try this. It's called box breathing. Navy SEALs use it to stay calm under insane pressure. It's so simple. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4. Just doing that a few times literally resets your nervous system and pulls you back into a state of control. And this is where it all comes together. Section 4. It's not about avoiding life's chaos. That's impossible. It's about learning how to stay calm right in the middle of it. This is the final exam. This slide shows maybe the most critical choice you can make in a crisis. It's the difference between reacting and responding. Reacting is impulsive, it's emotional, it's that survival brain taking over. That's when the chaos controls you. But responding, that's when you create a tiny pause. You take a breath, and in that little space, you make a conscious, calm choice. That is where you take your power back.
And this simple shift in language is everything. Why is this happening to me? That's the question of a victim. It's completely powerless. But asking, what can I learn from this? That changes everything. It turns a roadblock into a lesson. It turns you from a victim of your circumstances into a student of life.
I mean, this is all about reframing failure, right? And nobody did that better than Thomas Edison. He didn't see his 10,000 attempts to create the light bulb as failures. He saw them as 10,000 steps that were necessary to find the solution. Failure isn't a dead end. It's just data. It's part of the process. And here it is. This is the ultimate takeaway. Resilience isn't something you just magically find when things get tough. It's built in the quiet moments. It's built through that daily gratitude, that meditation, that conscious reframing. It's like Muhammad Ali said, the fight is won or lost far away from witnesses, long before I dance under those lights. Your prep work today is what guarantees your victory tomorrow. Because look, the storms of life are inevitable. Challenges will come, setbacks will happen, that's a guarantee. The only real question is when that moment arrives, when the storm hits, will you have done the work? Will you be ready?